What y'all doing? Just step aside and let me on in now.
Why you need him to do that? You big and strong enough to push past us?
Well, that wouldn't be too polite now, would it, Miss Annie? I don't know why I'm talking to you anyway. Smoke.
Don't talk to him. You talking to me right now. Why you can't just walk your big ass up in here without an invite, huh? Go ahead. Admit to it.
Admit to what?
That you dead.
So you listening to this? Now we out here playing games, telling ghost stories in place of doing what we ought to do.
And what is it we supposed to be doing?
Being kind to one another. And being polite. Now we is one people, and we shouldn't go in barging into other folks' places uninvited, so. We've been in and out of here all day. Ain't never need an invite then. Yeah, something ain't adding up. Can I at least get my money?
Careful.
I play Grace Chow. She is a grocery store owner in the Chinese community in the Mississippi Delta in the 1930s. They were an integral part of the economy. They were the only ones who opened up grocery stores specifically designated to the black people and the white people. Yeah, it was just a really exciting opportunity for me to portray a part of history that I myself was not very familiar with.
I'm Omar Miller. I play Cornbread. The Cornbread is a sharecropper who was friends with the Smokestack twins, who gets recruited to work the door at the party straight out of the cotton field. So his motivation and route to the juke is employment and finance.
I'm Delroy and Lindo, and I play Delta Slim, who also is recruited by one of the twins to provide entertainment. But you know what? I have to say this. Each of our stories is indicative of Ryan Coogler as storyteller, understanding history sufficiently to place these kinds of characters in this narrative and bring them to us as gifts, as actors, and we get to engage in not just an entertainment, but a historical presentation of a narrative.
And of community.
And of all day
and of
long.
Community.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Mary is a complex, confident, very strong yet vulnerable woman who is on her way back home, to a home that she would not comfortably call home, and hears a familiar voice in Stack. Overhears a whole lot more of the conversation than he's aware of, including that they are having a party, and it's the juke joint, and it's all going down, and it's gonna be an amazing time. There's gonna be music, there's gonna be food, there's gonna be drink, there's gonna be dancing, and all of it. And Mary takes note of everything he says, confronts him, and without telling him she's gonna be there, she's telling him that there's some unfinished business that she has not forgotten about. And next thing we know, we see her in the juke.
Her only way of having expression or freedom in the world is in these pop-up juke spots, right? Where she gets to completely let loose and sing and dance, and it's for a moment that she gets to live that in her life. And when we were talking about that, that was something that I felt like, oh, yeah, I get that. I know, I understand that, and that's something I want to tap into.
I think he expressly is looking for Sammy.
Yeah.
And it's his God-given, quote unquote, talent that Remick wants, and he wants to acquire because of this sort of vampiric law that is his nature. You know, whoever he eats, he obtains their talents, their knowledge, and their all of their being, really. Which is quite an interesting theory and a fascinating one to portray as well.
It was great to see. I mean, these guys, they have a clear bond, and they move more like brothers. Yeah, their shorthand was undeniable. They move more like brothers than they did professional filmmakers, and I don't say that. I say that as complimentary. They really weren't in lockstep. And also, man, they both set the tone of professionalism, excellence, and collaboration.
It was really special to witness the two of them working together. Just echoing what Omar just said, they are not only incredibly professional, but they're so genuinely kind, collaborative, open, receptive to any concerns. I mean, I brought up a question about my character, and Ryan went ahead and wrote it in, and that is not very common, I feel like, when we work as actors.
I was aware of the shorthand between the two of them, but I'll tell you what, I felt like a partner also. This is my first film with Ryan, but I felt like a partner. I felt an organic part of that partnership, of that, the team. And that's because of the tone that was set by Ryan and Michael B.
I play Annie. She is a hoodoo spiritualist, priestess, healer, mother, and she is her love, her soulmate, Smoke, has returned back after 7 years, and he asks her to cook for the party at the Duke joint. They need to reconcile before that is possible. They need to, he needs to be honest and really ask her to take him back, to take him in, and yeah, they're reconciled, and yeah, she's all in, hands on deck, for her man and his crazy brother.
When I first discovered that this particular song was in the story, it came as a massive surprise, because it's not the typical thing you expect to read in a script, that in a film from Hollywood, you know, sort of outside of Ireland, basically, because it is quite a niche genre of music, especially outside of Ireland. So it was just great. It was just great to see like a wonderfully traditional, beautifully characteristic of Ireland piece of music within this story, which was already feeling like a lot of things anyway. I mean, none other than Michael B. Jordan's portrayal of two brothers coming home from Chicago down to Mississippi. This exploration of blues music, well, then to introduce Remick and him being the vehicle for this traditional Irish folk sound, that was really fascinating to me. And also to kind of touch on the influences that all these ancient musics and cultures were having on each other in this period. That was the kind of main thing that I really flipped over. And it was beautiful discussing it with Ryan as well, because I could tell it was something that he was excited about within the film too.
When I watched the film, I genuinely bought him as two separate characters.
Absolutely.
And that is so impressive, because watching the film, how they had to film it with the double and with this thing they call the halo, with this new technology.
And the technical aspect.
Oh, man.
The 5 passes that we have to do with each character, with each scene, and seeing Michael adjust his speech based on the character, his movement, it was incredible to watch.
Working with Michael was, it felt magical, because the way he worked with the two of us, it was so clear when he was Smoke and when he was Stack, that it felt very
simple. It didn't feel like, and it was simple for us. I don't know how simple it was for him, but it was simple for us. His energy, his spirit, everything was so Smoke, and then it was so Stack. So yeah, it felt like alchemy, watching it in real life. The changeover. He's such a giving and encouraging scene partner. I feel like we would always say, like, tomorrow we'll try harder, do better. Always checking in to see that he was giving me what I needed and I was giving him what he needed. We would just, we rehearsed, I don't know, we just shared and created a kind of a sacred space where there were no wrong answers.
The energy being so different from one twin to the other, and so clear. And yeah, I mean, he sure made it easy for us. And well, when we mentioned it might not have been the easiest thing for him, we know that it wasn't. He was so generous as an actor, just giving, constantly showing up in ways for everyone around him. And also, I so respect and appreciate his ability to set a tone on set. And that tone that he set was fun to be around, fun to be in. This was one of those jobs that, well, one, didn't feel like a job, but that you couldn't wake up the next day and get to work. He is just such a talent, but an even better person, and so fun to be around, and honored to share the screen with him.
That was a real discovery, I think, for all of us, because I remember on the initial script, like, whereas there were lyrics written for a lot of these other songs in the script, the initial script that we got, it just says, and Pearline sings a song. And I didn't know what it was. We didn't, and I actually didn't hear the reference for that song until maybe 2 days after the table read, something like that. And immediately, it kind of clicked for me as to what this character could be and what that exploration would be. And also, personally, it was a real gift to get to sing that song because I've had a real journey with my voice. And this was a song that allowed my voice to, I think, shine and sit in a place that it hadn't yet gotten the opportunity to. And so I'm forever grateful to Ludwig and Serena and Ryan for giving me that, giving me that gift to do that and to perform, right? To get my body involved in dance, like that's my home. So yeah. Oh, they're a real dynamic duo, honestly, right? They're very similar in a lot of ways. They're very generous, right? You always wonder, well, I always wonder, when I'm stepping on a set, right, I'm always wary of what different attitudes I might be coming across, but they set the tone that felt warm, and they spoke to everybody and made everybody feel like we were all on equal playing field, right? They didn't feel like there was any of that nonsense that sometimes you deal with on set. And it made it feel as though every idea was worth talking about, which I think only in turn brought the best out of everybody because it felt like our project. It didn't just feel like theirs.
I'd love to just second that, and you can tell they've done it a number of times, and amazing to feel a part of that, but massively collaborative.
Yeah.
As well, and I think because Ryan comes at it from quite an athletic background. So his style of directing is quite athletic. He's
very
on
team.
Set.
It's very, yeah.
He's on set all the time. You don't see him even go to the bathroom, which is like alarming.
Yeah.
He's never not on set.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
And that's rare.
Yeah.
It is very much its own thing. I've taken to telling journalists and various people that I speak with that Ryan Coogler, I really don't want to come across as being obsequious here, but this is a genuine appreciation for the fact that he swung for the fences in this. He gave it everything, I feel. And we have all ended up with a piece of original cinema And because it is original, I'm not going to deign to tell audiences how they should respond. I'm curious, deeply interested in how audiences will respond to that piece of this piece of original storytelling.
Yeah, it's real art. So for me, I liken it to how I felt. This is a film I wish I could have seen when I was a teenager. This is the kind of film, to me, that would make you want to get into the movies on some aspect or another, whether it's technical, artistic performance, or it's a real journey that you go on.
And I also think not a lot of people can pull off multi-genres this way. I mean, it's very rare that you see so many different genres and they all work.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful thing, this admiration, and it really is on so many levels a mutual admiration society, not just the three of us, the whole cast and the crew.
Yeah.
Coming down to just the tone on the set and the environment in which this work was made. Which is not to say there weren't difficulties, there were. Of course there were. But the fact that we all applied ourselves in the way that we did, and we have this piece of work to show for it.
I'm going to go out on a limb on this one. I do have one, and it's very selfish. It is when Remick and it's when they show up and they do Pick, Pour, Rob, and Clean, and they actually blow all of our minds like with their rendition, and they kind of hypnotize us. It's one of the first times you see the hypnotic and spiritual power of the music taking place on the characters.
Coming from these particular individuals.
Yes, and I really love that.
Fair.
I really love that.
Stopped everything and he listened to the question. He thought before he answered and then gave you whatever, again, you needed to get to where you were going. He's incredible. He does incredible work. He's a phenomenal writer. And what a wonderful person. He has the most incredible family. And I think one that he created within all of us with this movie.
I think Ryan is a genius. Again, I want to say an alchemist, because the moments on set, you think the scene is perfect already. He's written a perfect scene, and then he adds such. He might change a line from. He did it in my scene. Instead of me asking him again, "Why are you here, Smoke?" Instead of asking him twice, he asked me to call him by his name, and in that moment, the whole scene just kind of broke open. And everything opened up for Annie and Smoke, and I just thought that was so genius. And I thought the scene was perfect as it was, and then he just elevates it every time. He's so thoughtful. He's so wise. He's so respectful of everyone and everything, every culture, and he wants to preserve and shine a light on all cultures and art and community. He builds a family with his team. His whole, from proximity to the heads of department to the whole crew and cast, it felt like one big family, and the passion we all brought to it, and the dedication, there really was very little complaining, because we were all so thrilled to be supporting each other and creating something that we knew was important and artistically fulfilling, and also, watching Michael and Ryan work together, there's just this harmony. Ryan is an incredible person all round.
We've been gone a long time. We back now. You twins? Nah, we cousins.
There are legends of people with the gift of making music so true. It can conjure spirits from the past and the future. this gift can bring fame and fortune.
Well, somebody take me in your eyes.
But it also can pierce the veil between life and death.
Listen here, this ain't no house party. Shit. Y'all ready to drink? Y'all ready to sweat till y'all stink?
You want some?
You keep dancing with the devil.
Careful, boy. You gonna bite off more than you can chew.
One day he's gonna follow you home.
We got us a problem, y'all. What the hell going on?
Oh, we heard tale of a party. This world already left you for dead. I can save you from your fate.
You don't need no saving.
Yes, you do.
And you are?
I am your way out. Don't cry. It's all better now.
Yes, I lied to you. I don't believe in magic. Ghosts, demons. Just power.
Somebody please take me.
We gonna kill every last one of you.
Hey, I ain't mean to scare you. Thought y'all done forgot about me in here. Come on, open the door, let me on out of here.
Stay. It's you?
Of course it's me, open the door.
That ain't your brother.
Lied to you.
Yo, smell anything? I think I shot myself.